Let's all take a deep breath in. Make sure that both of your feet are flat on the floor. And there in your mind's eye, I want you to see yourself standing in front of you. Imagine yourself standing in front of you. And imagine that self with a long line down the middle. An energetic spine that runs all the way from the ground to your crown chakra and beyond. I, the human being and human doing, divided down the middle by an energetic spine, connecting all of the chakras and dividing your entire body into the left side and the right side. So there in your mind's eye, we have a mirror image. And in your mind's eye, I want you to color the two sides of you a different color. Make one side white and the other side any other color that comes to mind. Any other color that comes to you intuitively. And before I go any further, register in your short-term memory which side of you is colored white and which side of you is any other color. And just focus in on feeling those two sides as distinctly as possible, the mirror image of yourself. If you can reach out and touch it, you'll be able to feel the white of the one side and the other color of the other side. And of course, the central line that connects the two sides of you. The central line that holds you together as one being. The central line that connects all of the primary chakras and centers of sharing information throughout your auric field and your physical body, throughout all consciousness. Make the picture as clear as possible. Make the feeling as clear as possible. And there in your mind's eye, designate the side that is white light as your light side. Here is the light of me. And whatever the other color, here is the shadow of me, the ego of me, the dark of me. And in that central line, where the two sides meet, see the merging of the white light and the dark side. And just breathe gently and register it all. Breathe gently and accept it all. Accept, this is who I am. light and dark, soul and ego. This is who I am limited to be in the duality. Imperfect, incomplete. Learning through experiences and mistakes. Focus in on it. Bring all of your consciousness to it. Breathe it in. Feel your acceptance of it. I am both light and dark. I am doing both light and dark. I make mistakes from my light to experience my dark. I bring kindness from my dark to explore and express my light. Create a deep and abiding realization within yourself that these two parts of you, these two halves of you, are necessary for each other. They are you. They must operate together for all of the frequencies of light and the absence of light to be lived fully. Create a deep and abiding realization within you that it is your light self that creates suffering. It is your light self that demands challenges. It is your light self that yearns for more. And just breathing gently, flowing into acceptance and a deep, abiding realization that you are both. Let the two sides flow into each other. Let them inform each other, become their oneness, as they are usually. Let the light flow into the dark, and the dark flow into the light, until you are both everywhere. And just feeling that in most spaces you are both. In some spaces there is more light than dark. In some spaces there is more dark than light. That some chakras have more light than other chakras. Feel that central energetic spine shift and change and appear differently, feel differently, even become different to all of your extrasensory perceptual tools as the light and dark of you falls into its normal human pattern. I, the human doing, am always embraced by I, the soul. I, the light being, am always present with my human being. Feel all of the shifting and changing that comes with acceptance. I am an imperfect being of light. I cannot create perfection. I cannot be perfection. I cannot do perfection. It is an illusion of my ego duality. Surrender it. It is a common source of poverty consciousness. Surrender it. Realize deeply that purpose and perfection are not the same thing. That purpose requires imperfection. That fulfillment requires imperfection. That intimacy requires imperfection. That forgiveness requires imperfection. And grace requires imperfection. And that if you acquire all of these things and become these things and experience these things from your imperfection, you become your abundance. Surrender the expectation of perfection. And let it flow so deeply inside of you that you are required, that I, the soul, in the presence of all light, am required to be growing, learning, becoming, mistaking, forgiving, yearning, being. Understand that you are required to be angry. You are required to hurt. And you are required to embrace that, to hold it to you as yours, to claim it, to allow it, to become from it. So there inside of you, where all of the dark shadow self is merging with the light and is highlighted in spaces as darker spots, as deeper bruises, go there. What is this imperfection within you? Not a fear, not a limitation. What is this imperfection within you that makes you less? That makes the earth beneath your feet tremble with instability? What is this thing inside of you that informs you and keeps you in doubt? What is that bruise inside of you that holds you back? That makes you yearn for stability outside? What is that thing that puts you in guilt because the world is not perfect? Because the people in your life are not perfect? What is that thing that makes you less because you cannot make everybody more? What is that thing that says you've lost your magic wand and you cannot wave away the discrepancies of an imperfect world? What is that thing that denies your abundance and keeps you stuck in you can't, and you won't, and you mustn't, and you shouldn't, and most importantly, that you aren't, that you are not, that you never were and cannot ever be? What is that thing? Never mind where it came from, and never mind who taught it to you, and never mind who imposed it or gave it to you. It is there. It is there in the stress of your bones. It is there in the agitation of your mind. It is there in your pain. It is in every insecurity you have about your physical body and your emotional body and your mental body. It is there in every moment in which you refuse to receive graciously, abundantly, without limitation. It is there in every moment in which you refuse to give abundantly, generously, without limitation. It is there in every moment when you overcompensate and give too much. It is there in every moment in which there is no winning this game. It is the game. What is that one niggling part of your consciousness that makes you less when others crow about their more? What is that niggling part of your consciousness that comes up as a deep, dark bruise? And we say it's the past, and we say it is the unknown, but really, it is there, waiting for you to acknowledge it, to make it yours, to say, I am that I may become beyond that. Is there a need for emotional support? Go to your sacral chakra. Let us ask it. Do I need support? Do I need love? Do I need somebody to reassure me that my presence is significant? That in the grand vastness of an entire multi-intelligent universe, my presence is significant? Do you need the security of belonging, an identifying security of family, friends, community, network, belonging with spirit, belonging with self? Let us go back to your roots. Have you set them down firmly into the earth? Are those roots stabilizing your base chakra? Are they showing you that you are here? And when you are here, can you see that everything that is in your life right now is by your design, by your command? And that the insecurity of it not being yours is part of the illusion of perfection. That it must be yours to be yours. That it is yours by its very presence. And that you may fulfill it with your own presence. And does your heart break with the insecurities of not being able to control others and hold them to you and keep them with you? Does it get afraid of loss? And does it preempt loss? Is the poverty consciousness of your heart present, alive? Does it say, I have to give more of this and do more of that in order to get? Does it say, I have to get more in order to be more? Does it refuse to trust? Does it yearn to be trusted? And there in your third eye, where your longing for soul is so present, surrender it. Why do you long for that which you are? Why do you long for something as if you are separate from it? But see it. Make it yours. And then give it away. Just give it away. This limitation is a thing. It applies to you only here. It does not apply to you as soul. It applies to you only when you are a light self and a shadow self. It applies to you only as a human doing. Every one of these limitations applies only to the human doing. Give it away. You need not take it with you. You need not hold on to it and create experiences and dramas and cares and anxieties that you will not take with you. And if you don't want to give it away, nurture it. Take that ounce of consciousness that is limiting you and love it. Love it well. Love it so well, so deeply. Love the blessing of it. Love the challenge of it. Love it so well and so deeply that it becomes fulfilled. That it is no longer poverty-stricken. It becomes filled, loved, whole. You. And when it becomes you, it will flow into your dark side and bring light. It will flow back into your light side and bring a moment of darkness for you to play with, for you to laugh from, and live from, and love from. This is the imperfect universe. Even in bliss, there is sorrow. A seed of discontent that says, "See my bliss." So go to your sacral chakra. Go to your heart center. Go to your third eye. These are the centers of your emotional and spiritual rays of being. These are the centers that hold the poverty consciousness. These are your yin centers. And in each of these centers, allow the divine feminine that is you to arise, to bring back its grace, to bring back the beauty, the truth of you. And whatever it is you yearn for, yearn to manifest, yearn to create in your life, go to the soul of it. Go to the spiritual value of it. What does it say about you as a spiritual being to have that and do that? And from there, live the intention of it. Then it is. It becomes. Manifest from your abundance. You cannot manifest from poverty consciousness. Just breathe for a moment and let all of the energy that is flowing between the left side and the right side, from your sacral to your heart to your third eye, and into that energetic spine, connecting all of the primary chakras and all of your auric field bodies to the earth and to the heavens. Just settle. And we set a clear intention that now, in the year of living intentionally, I open to receiving my true abundance, my spiritual abundance. Archangels Michael, Uriel, Ariel, Raphael, Zadkiel, thank you. I receive my spiritual abundance with grace. Just keep feeling that, repeating it to yourself. I receive my spiritual abundance with grace. I receive my spiritual abundance with grace. I receive my spiritual abundance with grace. Tattoo it across your heart. Let it flow into your entire physical body, all of your emotional bodies, mental bodies, and spiritual body. Tap it into your being. If there is any space of pain, tap it. Remind it, I receive my spiritual abundance with grace. And then very gently, breathing nice and deep, get grounded once more. Thank your guides and the angels and all of our teachers. Then bring yourself back to this moment, here and now.